It's midnight before your presentation. You've had 2 weeks to prepare, but instead of practicing, you're watching YouTube videos about whether birds are real. Or you finally get the promotion you've been working toward for years. And within 3 months, you're showing up late, missing deadlines, and giving your boss reasons to regret choosing you. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're doing something far more complex. You're protecting yourself from a threat that doesn't exist yet. And your brain thinks it's helping you survive. Let me explain what's actually happening. Dr. Gay Hendricks spent 30 years studying high achievers and discovered something bizarre. He called it the upper limit problem. When people approach success that exceeds their internal comfort zone, they unconsciously sabotage themselves back down to a familiar level of achievement. Not because they don't want success, because their nervous system perceives it as dangerous. Here's why. Your brain has something psychologists call a set point for every area of your life. How much money you deserve, how much love you can handle, how much success feels safe. Think of it like a thermostat. If the room gets too cold, it kicks on. If it gets too hot, it shuts off. Your brain does the same thing with success. Research from Dr. Tara Brach at Georgetown shows that this set point forms during childhood based on early experiences. If you grew up in an environment where success meant isolation, jealousy from siblings, or pressure you couldn't handle, your brain encoded success as threatening. So when you start approaching that upper limit as an adult, your amygdala literally reads it as danger. And what does your brain do when it detects danger? It finds a way to bring you back to safety, which in this case means back to familiar struggle. This is why people lose weight and gain it back, build businesses and sabotage them, find healthy relationships and destroy them. They're not failing, they're succeeding at staying within their comfort zone. A study from Case Western Reserve University tracked entrepreneurs over 5 years. They found that 70% of business failures weren't due to market conditions or lack of skill. They were due to self-limiting behaviors that emerged precisely when the business started succeeding beyond the founder's internal set point. Self-sabotage doesn't announce itself. It wears disguises. Let me show you the 3 most common masks. Mask 1. The perfectionist. Dr. Thomas Greenspan from Minnesota studied perfectionism for 2 decades. He found that perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about fear of worthlessness. When you refuse to start until conditions are perfect, you're not being diligent. You're avoiding the moment where the world might confirm your fear that you're not good enough. Perfectionism guarantees you'll never have to face real feedback because you never actually finish and share anything. Mask 2. The chaos creator. Dr. Steve Maraboli calls this manufactured urgency. You create crises that demand your attention so you have a legitimate excuse for not pursuing what actually matters. You pick fights with your partner right before a big opportunity. You get sick on important days. You create drama that gives you permission to stay small. It's not bad luck, it's strategic distraction. Mask 3. The apologizer. Before anyone can reject you, you reject yourself first. This is called defensive pessimism. Dr. Julie Norham from Wellesley College found that some people lower expectations preemptively to avoid disappointment. They tell everyone they're probably going to fail, so failure feels less painful when it comes. But here's the cost. You're training the world to see you as someone who fails. And eventually, you start believing it too. Here's the deepest layer. Self-sabotage isn't just about fear, it's about identity protection. Dr. Carol Dweck from Stanford discovered that people with fixed mindsets see their abilities as unchangeable. If you believe, I'm just not good at relationships, or I'm not a business person, then succeeding in those areas would shatter your identity. And your brain would rather keep you safe and consistent than let you become someone new. There's a concept in psychology called cognitive dissonance. It's the mental discomfort you feel when your behavior conflicts with your beliefs about yourself. If you believe, I'm not the kind of person who succeeds, and you start succeeding, your brain experiences this as painful misalignment. So it does whatever it takes to bring you back into alignment with your self-concept, even if that self-concept is limiting and false. A study in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that people will unconsciously sabotage performance on tasks that threaten their self-image, even when success would benefit them significantly. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of becoming someone you don't recognize. So how do you break free? Not by trying harder, by expanding your identity's capacity to hold success. Strategy 1. Rehearse your new identity. Dr. James Clear talks about identity-based change. Instead of setting goals, you shift identity first. Don't say, "I want to write a book." Say, "I am a writer who writes daily." Then take the smallest action that proves this identity is real. Your brain needs evidence that this new version of you is safe. Give it data points. Strategy 2. Expose the pattern. Neuropsychologist Dr. Rick Hansen says, "Name it to tame it." When you feel the sabotage impulse, pause and say it out loud. I'm about to create drama to avoid finishing this project. I'm about to pick a fight, so I have an excuse to quit. The moment you name it, your prefrontal cortex comes back online and you regain choice. Strategy 3. Raise your set point gradually. Don't try to jump from making 50,000 to making 500,000 in your mind. Your nervous system will reject it. Instead, ask, what's 5% more success than I currently have? Make that your new normal. Let your brain adapt. Then raise it again. Dr. B.J. Fogg from Stanford's Behavior Lab proved that tiny incremental changes bypass resistance. Your brain doesn't sound the alarm for small shifts. Here's the truth. Self-sabotage isn't weakness. It's misdirected self-protection. Your brain isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to keep you safe using outdated information from a version of you that no longer exists. But you're not that person anymore. And the life you're sabotaging, you actually deserve it. The question isn't whether you're capable of success. You've already proven that every time you got close enough to trigger the sabotage response. The question is, are you ready to expand your identity to match your potential? If this resonated with you, drop a comment and tell me, which mask do you wear? Perfectionist, chaos creator, or apologizer? And if you want to understand more about why your brain works against you and how to rewire it, hit subscribe. Remember, you're not broken. You're just operating with a thermostat set too low. Time to turn up the heat.